Hello there. Well, I received a wonderful email the other day telling me that my pre-order of the deluxe theatrical edition of the DC Multiverse Batman Returns were ready to be shipped. And here they are, fresh from McFarlane Toys, Batman Returns deluxe theatrical editions for the DC Multiverse. I do only have Batman himself and Catwoman. The reason I didn't get the other two, that would be the Penguin and Max Schreck, was because, well, basically I don't have the room for them. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to unbox these, have a good look, see what they're all about, and then at the end of the video I have something a little bit different I would like to talk about, which is these two comic books that I recently picked up. The comic book version of the first Batman, the movie, and obviously their Batman Returns, the comic book. So that will be at the end of the movie. If you are interested in that, make sure you stay to the end. If you're only interested in the comics, well, flick to the end now, I guess. Right, okay, let's have a look at these.
Get those wonderful toys.
And so, taking a look at the packaging and the box and how the figures look, they look really good. I'm really pleased with the way that these figures have come out. As always with McFarlane, they have these lovely windows, so you could display them in the packaging should you so wish. If you don't like opening your stuff, I am personally someone who likes to rip everything open and pretend that I'm a child again. The only thing I would say about displaying them in the box here is these ties are quite visible. But other than that, you could always, I guess, open it and then get rid of the ties and close it again, because I think the way that the packaging is formed, they're not going to fall out too much. Anyway, whatever, right? So I do quite like the way that with the Catwoman figure, we get the card here quite prominent on the front, whereas Batman's got it there behind him. But then obviously Batman is a bit more spread out with his cape, I guess. Sides of the box, you just get the Batman logo on the side there. Both of them have got the poster art on the back. Unfortunately, get this extra safety sticker just casually slapped on there, which does sort of ruin the effect of the back of the box. I guess if you really wanted to, you could probably peel those off. I'm not going to bother, because these boxes will just go into storage and the figures will go on display. Oh, and if you wanted to have them on a side on display, something like that, you get to see Catwoman, Batman. And there you go. Both of them have different artwork by the looks of it. No, I lie. Both of them have the same artwork. Just in the back there, you can see there's the Batmobile here, and just some Gotham-esque sort of cartoon comic book art there. Anyway, there you go. Right, let's crack these open now. That's enough talking about the box. We're going to start with Batman, obviously, because he's the main man, isn't he? Okay, so I'm sort of midway through opening him up, and I've kind of decided I'm going to keep his hands in here. I'm just going to keep him with his fists clenched, because I know that the grapple gun is too big and it will look a bit silly in his hands. And the Batarang, he probably won't be able to hold that, because that'll be too, it's also oversized. So just for ease, we're going to keep his two hands in there. And he doesn't come with any other accessories other than those two, so we'll keep him like that. I do have his stand, but in getting his stand free, kind of destroyed the box in there a little bit, which was a shame. It destroyed the artwork. So when I do the Catwoman one, I will try and do that one a little bit more carefully. As I say, I will be keeping the boxes in storage. and I don't like to destroy things if I don't have to. But really, what they should have done with the stand is have it sort of loose in here maybe, or made something extra in this packaging so that the stand didn't destroy the box when you take it off. Anyway, small thing. Right, let's get him fully out. And here we have him, straight out of the packaging. Batman Returns. And first looks, first impressions, I really like this figure. I think he's really well sculpted. There's certain details that I think are better than the McFarlane 89 Batman that I have here. Obviously the armor is different because he had a different updated armor in the movie. But when we look at the face sculpts, the 89 Batman here, it does look a little bit like Keaton, but this one looks a lot like Keaton, and the flesh color does seem to be slightly better with the Batman Returns. The bat symbol is much better on the Batman Returns. So it's almost like they've just put that extra little bit of detailing in it. It might be because this is the deluxe theatrical edition and this is just Batman 89, I guess. The other difference would be that this one has like little pockets in here, so you can put sticks and he can hold his cape out like this, like he does in the movie. And this one has the wires, so you have much more posability, I guess. I've not really played around with it yet, so it's something like that. Also, with this one, you can see, oh, that's a very nice grapple gun that he's got, but it's actually from the Beast Kingdom figure that I have, which seems to scale better with this Batman figure than it does, than the original one does, which you can see here was much bigger. Try and put it back there. Anyway, whatever. Right, okay, that's enough about that guy. But as I say, first impressions, I am very happy with this guy. Let's take him off his stand. Now, this is also a thing. I'm going to say this is a positive and a negative. A negative is the big DC sign. I would have preferred a Batman logo on here. I think that would have been nicer that if each figure actually got the logo that went with the figure. But okay, whatever. That does not detract from the fact that they've actually supplied a stand. The more expensive Beast Kingdom figure does not come with a stand, and he keeps trying to do the splits in my display case. Now, looking at the figure himself up close, he doesn't have any head motion, posability. Let's lay him down there and get back our other Batman, because this guy can move his head. But then, that is not movie accurate.
Something to Batman, I got like this, and the whole thing goes. Big fucking hole here. Batman, nigga.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
Yes, that's right. Tell all your friends about me. Tell them about my Batman content. Tell them about my channel and let them enjoy these videos too. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. If you don't, maybe this guy will get you. Because as we all know, when Keaton tries to look upwards, he has very limited mobility. Sideways, upwards, break your back. Looking up. Click, click, click. Yeah, the joints are very cheap. But you know what? I'm not going to make much over the joints because it's not a super expensive figure. I think it was 30 euros I paid for this. And for me, I just expect a figure that's in one piece that can be posed, that's not going to just snap at the first glance. If I wanted a perfect figure, then I would get the Hot Toys one. But then I'd have to remortgage my house to be able to afford it. So yeah, and there you go. I think this is pretty damn cool. Eee, the wind's blowing. For display purposes, obviously. You know what? I reckon, actually, if you gave this to a kid, I reckon a kid could probably play with this. It is rather quite toyetic. Batman can just have a punch up with someone, maybe. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's put him back on his stand. I'm not sure what else I can say about him, really. Other than I am very happy with him. So now it's time to get into Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. Okay, so I have taken her out of the box, but she's still in her packaging, but I have removed all the little ties. So it does show that it is possible to have them on display without their ties. Also, because Catwoman has her stand and card here in the packaging and not stuck to the back of the box, as it were, as it was with the Batman figure, we can do is, if we put it back in, you see nothing is damaged in there, and it is a very nice piece of artwork, which you can also pull out and use as a background for your figure should you wish to. Right, so we can put her back in there, and she's now tie free. So if I was an in-box collector, then I would do this, because that displays much better than having all the ties on her. I didn't try it with Batman, did I? I should have done. But I'm pretty sure you can probably do exactly the same with him. And then you would, obviously, the little round circles of tape would be broken, and obviously all the things would be gone. So if you're collecting just for money, then hoping that these will be worth 300 million thousand pounds in the year 2080, 10, then yeah, obviously you've broken it and it's not worth any money. But if you're buying it for pure pleasure and want to display it, I would say display it like that. Anyway, whopper, out she comes. Now, I'm not going to take out a taser, and I do think with this figure could have come with a second head where she's got a mask off so that she would display with the Max figure. But okay, they didn't do that, and I shouldn't complain, because at least we've got a Catwoman figure. Right, I'm going to get her out of her packaging fully now.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
And here she is out of the packaging. I've been messing around with her a little bit, just trying to get her to stand up on the stand, but the peg hole in her foot seems to be a bit too small for the peg, and thus she is sort of hovering off of the stand a little bit. You can see there, which means that she gets no stability from her other foot, so she sort of hovers from the ground, which is a bit disappointing. But other than that, I think she's really, really cool. When I display her, I will not be displaying her with the whip. I wanted to, but to try and make the whip look good, or maybe like that, it does take up a lot of room. It does take up a lot of room. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's just get rid of her stand for now, because that's annoying me. Trying to get the whip into her hand, that did take me a few minutes. It's very delicate fingers by the looks of it. Obviously, she has her claws there. And she does suffer from weird elbows. And one elbow joint doesn't want to move, but there we go. This one will display. There's no human in history that has had that shape on their arm for their elbow. Well, I hope not anyway. And this one seems to be a bit jammed up, that it doesn't actually want to move. But okay, whatever. I'm not that bothered. Leg joints pretty cool. Pretty cool. They work well, he says. But that one's a bit stiff. You're a bit stiff, love. But that's no surprise, being wedged into such a tight costume. Cat bum. Very nice. Cat boobs. Yep.
How could you? I'm a woman.
She can't really look up. She can look down like she was modern day Catwoman. You could give her a telephone and she'd be just checking her Facebook or something. Face sculpt. That looks reasonably like Michelle Pfeiffer, I think. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think the skin tone does look like the skin tone here around her eyes, slightly darker than here. And from what I remember her face being more white. In fact, I have her card here. You see the picture of Michelle Pfeiffer there in the top corner. It's definitely more white, but whether that was just for promo shots and posters and things, I'm not sure. I can't remember. Meow. Very Tim Burton-esque, funnily enough. Will she stand without the stand? Yes, if you do that. It's actually quite a good pose. A bit slidey. You gonna stand up, love? She's not gonna stand anymore. I've changed the position of the whip and it's unbalanced her. Oh dear. Stick her on a stand. Stick her on a stand. Yep, that peg hole's also quite stiff. It's quite stiff, love. It's quite stiff and it won't go in your hole. Matron. There we go. Batman next to her. Very nice. The card itself, it's a little bit pointless. Each card does seem to be the same. I'm not going to take the Batman one off because I don't want to completely destroy the box just for a card that's exactly the same. Obviously, we get Catwoman, Batman Returns, and Michelle Pfeiffer. So I'm guessing we are going to get Batman Returns, and a picture of Batman, funnily enough. And then you can see there the information, the data file. The sequel to Batman pits the Caped Crusader against his most fiendish opponents yet, the Evil Penguin and the sinuous, mysterious Catwoman. Sinuous. I'm going to have to look up what that means. It sort of sounds a bit weird, like they've used the wrong word, but I don't know because I'm stupid. So there you go. That's a card. Isn't that great? So there you go. Let me know in the comments what you think of these figures. Now, let's have a quick look at those comics that I promised at the beginning of the video. Right then, here we are with these fantastic comic book versions of the two Keaton Batman movies. Now, these are in Dutch because I bought them here in the Netherlands, but they were only €5 each, and I really like the cover art. Really like the cover art of this one with the sort of ghostly Joker in the background there laughing. This one is a bit more, well, yeah, it's just Batman with the Batmobile. Maybe could have done with the other characters. But you can see here on the back some Catwoman and Penguin artwork. Very nice. So what are they like on the inside? Pretty cool. I think the artwork is pretty amazing, actually. And I'm guessing that these came out, was there a production? Yeah, 1989 it says it came out. Copyright 1989. DC Comics. So I'm surprised I didn't actually manage to get these when the movies came out. I got all the other books. So yeah, some nice artwork in there. It's a comic. What more can we really say? So that's pretty cool. But as I say, it's mainly a really nice display piece with this artwork.
Love that joking.
So now the Batman Returns from 1992. Down here we can see DC Comics. Dorman BB. I'm not sure what that means. Is BB a version of DC? Who knows? Someone obviously does. And they'll let me know in the comments. Again, a very similar version of artwork. And again, I'm quite surprised that I didn't get these when I was younger. Let's just check the artwork. Maybe slightly more color on these ones. But that's pretty true to the film as well. So there you go. That was just a quick look at these two wonderful comic books. Pick them up if you're a Batman fan and you can find them. I would advise. I will be looking for the English versions now because I'm a collector and I collect everything. Right, okay, now thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of these two figures. Let me know what you thought of the comic books. I am going to put these guys in a cabinet so they can fight. Cat fight. Meow. Yeah, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. All that kind of nonsense. And I will see you on the next one.